Coach, we're just gonna let him talk over this to start, and then we'll bring it in afterwards. I don't want to try to beat the national anthem here.
Lines up along the third baseline. At this time, we'd like to ask you if you're able, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps. As a reminder, place for us
I see that.
in honoring our country, the national anthem.
Sports is another broadcast of Huntington University Baseball here at Mike Frame Field at Forest Glen Park. It is President and Coach Mike Frame on the call to the third game between the Bethel Pilots and Huntington Foresters. Coach, we're all tied up 1-1, and it's RJ England trying to get back on track today for you.
Yeah, Huntington certainly has a couple guys on the mound that can get the job done. RJ has struggled his last two outings, one against Taylor and then one against Marion last weekend, so which is really not his MO for his career. He's been pretty steady, both as a freshman starter and this year. So we'll see if he can get back into the right groove for him. He's really been up in the strike zone quite a bit, and that just doesn't serve you well in college baseball. I don't care how hard you throw. So second game is Tyler Papadrock, who threw the ball really well last time. Unfortunately, came out of it with a 2-1 loss. So we'll see how both these guys do today. I think these are two guys that are really, really important for Huntington. Huntington is going to get their season headed in the direction that they're hoping for. These guys have really got to step up and throw the ball well.
There's Huntington in their white uniforms here today with the green caps. They're trying to take advantage of this series. They've only won one series so far on the, they have tied one series so far in the young season, looking for their first series win. As of right now, they're 9-15 and 4-10 in the conference, I should say, in the conference season so far. And the Bethel Pilots will send the same leadoff man we saw all day yesterday, Adam Walters, the center fielder, batting .338. Defense around England, first in the infield, Glasgow Flores, Paulina Clarkson left to right as RJ pumps in a first pitch strike, fouled away with a fastball. Doing the catching is Zach Pelletier, and then it's Emil Rost and Thompson from left to right in the outfield. England loves to work quick and throws that fastball a little too low. I think what also hurt RJ in that last start, Coach, his breaking ball just wasn't as sharp as we have been accustomed to seeing. So we'll see if he's got that going. So it looks like he delivered one there. It's right at Ross, the center fielder, who makes the easy grab, and it's 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, with all these guys,
should be set up.
they all work
We all have a connection to it.
really fast. Just try to
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Play inspector,
you're right.
for the pilot.
Key to RJ is being able to get that break
facing off against the second baseman, Elijah Gaines, who had a pretty nice night last night offensively. 1 point, was 3 for 3 in that second game, provided some big hits for the Pilots as RJ delivers low. Evens up the count at 1-1. This Pilots team, they're 10-12. Last year they were 11-35, so they are just one win away from tying their amount of wins they had all of last season.
Yeah, as I mentioned to you before we came on the air, had a minute to talk with Seth. He's been a good friend of mine all these years, and he just talked about they're a little bit Jekyll and Hyde, so he was kind of curious to see what they were going to be like today.
2-2 pitch from England is fouled right back. We are working out some of our technical difficulties here on the broadcast. I understand someone said the audio sounds a little different. We're trying to get that figured out here in between innings. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball again, lifted into center. Ross this time has to come in and makes 2 straight catches for 2 straight outs.
Good start for RJ, getting the first 2 hitters out. They were both those guys were real productive yesterday.
Batting third and playing shortstop.
Bring up Jesse Stout
This afternoon, number 27.
coming in today. Just batting .250, 3 homers though, and 15 runs knocked in. Takes first pitch strike. RJ filling up the zone here early. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. England, who is 4th in the Crossroads League in strikeouts, looking for another. His delivery. Breaking ball caught the inside corner. There's number 45 on the season. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Forester sophomore righty.
So,
Quietly in the top of the first.
that's a little bit more like the RJ that we've seen, over the years early in the season.
We'll see what Bethel's got on the mound today. Obviously pretty impressed with the freshman arm Weston Harvey last night, but if you look up and down this roster, Andrew Gerber, who gets the ball here in game number 1, has been no doubt their ace. 3 starts this year, Coach, 18 innings pitched, a 1.5 ERA. He's only struck out 10 batters, but he's had games where he's gone 8 innings against Indiana Wesleyan, only give up 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, 5 against Mount Vernon where he only gave up 1 earned, and then his worst game, which is hard to say worse, was 2 earned runs against Goshen his last time out. He's got a 1.5 ERA. His team has lost every single one of his starts, so he doesn't get a whole lot of run production, it appears.
Those are really good numbers. Especially that ERA as low as it is for somebody who doesn't appear to strike out a lot of people, at least on his numbers so far.
See what kind of stuff he has. He'll be facing off against a Forester lineup that looks exactly the same as yesterday. It's Declan Thompson leading it off, Paco Paulina in the 2-hole. Lascal will be batting 3rd. Of course, another productive day at the plate for him yesterday. Cam Clarkson, Zach Pelletier, Mason Meyer in the DH, Dylan Ross, center field batting 7th. And then the bottom 2, Owen Immel, who had some really good at-bats yesterday, followed by Cade Flores. Defense behind the Pilots righty. First off behind the dish is Greenslade. He did a nice job back there yesterday. Lancrone over at 3rd. Stout, Gaines, Cologne, the rest of the infielders. And then Francis, Walters, and Deming from left to right in the outfield.
Not a lot of opportunities to change the lineup with as many guys that Huntington has hurt on the DL.
First pitch in there for a called strike. Infield pinched in at the corners just a bit. The speedy Thompson had a couple of knocks last night and gets another one here off the diving 3rd baseman's glove, Lancron. A big turn at first. Thompson will slam on the brakes, and maybe that infield being drawn in a little too hot to handle down there at the hot corner.
Well, that's what the threat of the bunt and speed at the plate does for you. Brings that 3rd baseman in. He doesn't have as good of an angle on the ball to his left or right, and especially the ball to his left. So good to see the leadoff man on.
quickly, a throw over, and they nearly got Thompson right away. Huntington didn't run a ton yesterday, but felt like they were chasing in both those games, so not always the best time to run when you're looking for runs and not make outs on the base paths. First pitch, breaking ball outside. Paulina on the year, 324 hitter. He's hit 2 long balls, 5 doubles, which is good for third on the team. No pitch, fouled away.
Yeah, we'll see if they get a lead here at some point in the game, if they're a little bit more aggressive on the base paths. We've got some guys that can run.
Stolen 53 bases on the year. Only been caught 16 times. Pretty good ratio for the Foresters there. They've got a couple guys missing some time. Bryce Deckman for a while was top 3 in the league in stolen bases. So there's even more speed as there goes Thompson. This one's fair down the left field line. It's trouble as it's picked up in the corner by Francis. It'll be a double as Paulina just beats the throw, and it's quick. 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, the Foresters picking on that third baseman early in the game. They get a base hit on a ball to his left off his glove. He probably did a good job just getting his glove on the ball, and then that ball right down the line to his right. So
this feels like a good guy to have at the plate right now. Your leading hitter, who's knocked in 27 runs, leads the team by 6 runs batted in. Takes that first pitch fastball away. Talked about the power coming with it. 8 homers, Coach. It's been a power show here as of late for Belden.
yeah, that was not something that at least I expected. I'm not at practice every day or every day in the fall. I thought he would be a good hitter. I didn't see the power numbers. I thought the power numbers would come from Clarkson, who's on deck.
2-0 pitch. Fouled away. Had a good hack at that one. 373 to lead the way. He's got 28 hits. And you take a look at how many have gone for extra bases. 16 of the 28.
Good slugging percentage.
The pitch. This one's lifted shallow right field. Does run the outfielder back a little bit. They'll test the arm. The right fielder will deliver the throw. Deming just hits the cutoff man. The Foresters start up 1. Good piece of hitting by Glasgow as he knocks in his team-leading 28th run.
Yeah, good piece of hitting because he hit the ball deep enough that not only did he score the runner at third, but he moved the runner at second base to third base with less than 2 outs. So that's exactly what you want in that situation. Hit the ball to the right side to advance both runners.
Now gives Cam Clarkson, who's starting to swing it a little better as well, a chance to knock in the second run of the day. He takes first pitch fastball on the outside corner. Cam's jumped his average all the way up to 286. Of course, didn't have a ton of at-bats early in the season, but starting to see it a little better. Takes that breaking ball down. It's 1-1. 2 home runs, 6 knocked in. We've been on the air for both those home runs. We'd love to make it 3.
The ball yesterday that if it would have been up in the air a little bit would have went.
Turns on this one, foul territory. Cologne giving chase and will run out of room. Coach really hit 2 balls yesterday. He hit the one that landed off the top of the fence right down the line, and then the one you're talking about just didn't get it high enough, but it was probably hit 110 off the bat.
It was, yeah.
He's got lots of potential. 1-2, good piece of hitting as he lines one into center field, and it's an early 2-0 advantage for the Foresters, and their big bats coming alive here in the first game.
You mentioned coming off the bat of Clarkson yesterday. That's exactly what the mile per hour were coming off the bat, 110.
Is that actually right?
Yeah. Yeah, because at breakfast this morning, Langston was talking about that.
I swear to you, that was a complete guess. Seriously, I don't get that info.
What a great guess,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I knew it was hit hard. I
Yeah.
would not have wanted to be in front of it.
Which I think that's the hardest ball hit this season in terms of mob exit velo is what they call it.
Yep. It's not surprising at all. When he hits it, they stay hit. And he's off and running here. Pelletier rips one. It's going to be caught in left field. And now a chance for a double play as Cam will definitely use all that speed to dive back safely.
Pelletier hit the ball hard, unfortunately, right at the left fielder, and Thad being aggressive, going hit and run with somebody at first base that does not run real well.
Yeah.
So I think Thad's trying to push the limits a little bit today. He was not happy with the lack of aggressiveness in the second game yesterday. What was his comment? We swung the bat like little leaguers. Is that what he said?
That was the comment, yeah. It looked more professional today. As that first pitch breaking ball is in there against Meyer.
Well, they've had 5 at-bats, and they've all hit the ball pretty good, had
Yeah.
good at-bats.
It does not say that.
See if Mason can continue as that's down
It
low.
says
Another breaking ball. It's still Cam Clarkson over at first. Already 3 hits for HU. It took them, I believe, until the 5th inning in Game 2 yesterday to get to that mark.
I would think Belden would
Okay,
tell you,
it's on one
if
key.
you talk to him after the game, that he just missed the ball.
There's
He hit the
nothing
right
wrong.
field. That
Meyer,
ball's hit really well.
yep, lifts one into left, and it's a busy outfield here early for the Pilots. Francis makes the catch. It's 2 runs across as the Foresters look good at the plate here early. We'll see if RJ England can continue his good start on the mound.
And now we get back to that shutdown inning. So much of the game of baseball is just doing what the game asks you to do. And now the game asks RJ to go out and throw strikes to the first hitter especially, and see if he can get his team back in to hit again.
We do apologize on our part. We are trying to work out some of the issues we're having with the broadcast. We hope the audio sounds better. I think it is sounding better. Let us know if not. And then we'll also continue to work on getting some graphics in there. Might have a second camera for Game 2. Sometimes these Saturday doubleheaders are hard to get all our staff together, but hey, we're still bringing it live to you on FDN Sports.
Okay, what was the first one?
So England will come back on the mound, only threw 12 pitches in inning number 1. They'll look to have one of those shutdown innings. That's something that, Coach Thad brought up right away. We had 0 shutdown innings in Game 2, and Huntington came back a couple of times and just could never get over the hump. We'll see if that starts here in inning number 2 with RJ taking on Jordan Langcrone, third baseman for the Pilots. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Got Corey Grove, 2008 grad here in the
Yeah.
press box. So, Cheryl, if you're looking for him, he's down here. Okay, just let us know, and we can send him home if you need him. So,
Corey's kids went to my mom's daycare for quite some time. There you go. Yeah. He actually gave me a few hitting lessons back in the day. Good guy to learn from, I've heard.
he could swing it a little bit. Yeah,
Outside corner, it's 1 and 2.
was an assistant coach here. What, 2 years, Corey?
Oh, probably 5.
5? Oh man, that tells you what I know.
1-2. Breaking ball looks like he went, and he did. It's the second strikeout of the day for England, and there's that breaking ball again that just looks a little sharper than the last time we saw him.
Corey and Thad played 6 years of ball together. 3 years in the summer, and then 3 years here. Corey transferred from Evansville after his freshman year.
First pitch.
And Corey's dad was a volunteer assistant here for 3 or 4 years, I think. My last couple of years of coaching. So
1-0 pitch. Saw the Purple Aces baseball program just got a pretty hefty donation from Kyle Freeland, who's in the big leagues. They just changed their entire clubhouse.
wow.
1-1 pitch,
We're,
fouled away.
we're still waiting for that hefty donation from Corey Grove so we can build, some more things down here.
1-2 on the catcher Greenslade, it's fouled away. Love how RJ is just dominating the zone right now. Again, that's something that Thad brought up. We were not ready to go at the plate or on the mound. Today, RJ looks locked in as he keeps attacking these hitters. Infield straight up, outfield the same, and the 2-2 pitch. Lifted into shallow center. Ross roaming over. His third put out. And it's 5 up, 5 down for RJ on the mound.
He's been busy so far. Yeah, RJ, as we've talked about, not only RJ, but the other 3 starting pitchers as well, get the ball and throw it, working fast. And we talked about how that keeps you in a rhythm defensively, especially the infielders, and especially on a cold day like today.
Right.
Because, you don't want to be standing out there waiting on stuff.
I always thought a cold day like today usually would be an advantage for a pitcher because you don't think the ball's probably going to fly as far. If you stay in the zone, hitters don't want to get jammed.
Yep.
England quickly again delivers this one down low.
That's a good pitch, a slider in on the inside lower part of the strike zone to a left-handed hitter. Sometimes you'll get a check swing on that if they're looking for a fastball.
And there's his third strikeout of the day. So 2 in the inning, 6 up, 6 down. Last time we saw a performance that started like this, it kind of feels similar to that IWU game when RJ came out with that electric stuff, went all 9 innings. Of course, you don't always expect your sophomore arm to go all 9, but it'd be quite the boost for this team if he can keep throwing like he has early in these first 2 innings.
Yeah, you don't expect that in this day and age.
Right.
And sounds like from talking with Mike before the game that Tate is available to come back. Keegan Shovlin is available to come back. Tate Shelton, who's come in and thrown the ball well,
Excellent.
is available again today. And they also have Mason Meyer, who did not throw yesterday, so they can use him in short relief if need be.
Something to already keep an eye on, and maybe a storyline here early is Andrew Gerber on the mound. He gave up 2 earned in the first inning. That's the most he had given up all year long. So Huntington jumping on Bethel's what has been their best arm this season, and got 2 earned in the first, and they'd love to continue to add a little insurance here in the bottom of the second with Dylan Ross leading us off. Dylan at 247, in a little bit of a slump right now. Was hitless in both games yesterday, and this is a guy you'd really like to see get it going in the bottom third of the lineup. Gerber's first pitch is outside. It's 1-0.
Really played well in center field. I know he didn't see the ball last night in a big spot in the game, but excuse me, he's played well this season. Probably playing out of position a little bit.
Pretty cool comment we have coming in here, Coach. Richard Greenslade, thank you for the stream. Watching our son, the catcher, which is Jordan Landslade, all the way from South Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Don't know what time of day it is there, but they're tuning into some FDN Sports. Greenslade, who's had a pretty good series, doing catching in this 3rd straight game of the series.
Hey, if your son's playing, it doesn't matter what time of day
Yeah,
it is, right?
you're right.
That's a good change up there.
0-2 on Immel.
Oh, and swung right over the top of that.
Oh, and obviously with the biggest at-bat of the day yesterday in the first game, go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 8th. Put together some nice at-bats in the second game as well. Gerber looking for his first strikeout. Immel lifts this to the right side, and right there to make the grab is Deming. So 2 up, 2 down, and Cade Flores will try to keep it alive for HU. Still a pretty good swing there by another Forrester.
Looked like he just missed that ball. Maybe out on the end of the barrel a little bit.
Bottom of 2, 2-0 HU. Dropping in a breaking ball is Gerber for strike one on Flores.
Gerber works fast just like RJ does. So
Lifted down the left field line and out of play. He actually, I don't know if you saw it, tried to quick pitch Himmel a little bit in that 0-2 count. Kind of went out of his routine and
well, one of the things I'm watching is when he comes into the set position with runners on base, a couple of times, like right there,
yeah,
if he does that with runners on base, which
balk.
one time I thought he did,
yeah.
that might be something that you plant in the umpire's mind to make sure that you're looking at that.
1-2. Hit to the right side. Busy inning for Gaines as he makes the throw over. It's 4-3 and it's 1-2-3. And we'll move on to inning number 3. It'll be Cologne, Deming, and Francis for the Pilots coming up against RJ England.
It's like pitcher for Bethel. What's his name?
His name is Andrew Gerber.
Seems like he's just really good at changing speeds and missing barrels.
And that's kind of going back to us talking about what he's doing to quick pitch as well. I think he probably tries to do that, add in a little different holds, how long he's, holding the ball out on the mound, changing up looks to hitters. And it's not about his stuff, because I don't think he's overpowering, but he's obviously deceptive enough to miss barrels.
Yeah, he has the fastball that the young man that started game 2 yesterday had.
Yeah.
But he's certainly pitching. That's if you can miss barrels, that's a positive thing.
You've said it.
Pitch into contact.
Right. And you've said it over and over again. And a lot of these Forester pitchers have that plus stuff, but they haven't had the location or the ability to make a pitch in a big scenario. Angel Colon from Puerto Rico. He's back over at first base here for game number 3, and he hits one up the middle, and that will be the first base runner of the day for the Pilots. As Colon has had a pretty decent series here in his first few full games for Bethel, just a freshman.
Hit the ball right back through the box. I don't know why they call it a box. It's a circle. Why do they call it a box?
I don't know either. Usually when I have a question like that, I ask you. England, first time from the stretch today, he'll face Deming. And the pitch is called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Hudson Francis, the 9-hole hitter on deck, and then the Pilots will flip it over to Adam Walters. RJ at the belt, delivers, looking to bunt, pushing it to the right side. England gets to it quickly and throws on time. It'll be a sac bunt, even though it kind of looked like Deming could have been bunting for a hit.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He
Right.
gave a sack.
I like to be nice up here.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin his batting average. As now it'll be Francis
Although
Hudson,
we have no
left
say
fielder.
in that, right?
Yeah.
We're not the ones.
Right. The pitch lifted into center field again. Ross, this time a late break and unable to get there, but the runner from second will have to hold. And so it will be a single, and it's runners on first and second with just one out.
Tough play for Dylan out there in center field because a full swing, ball's hit right at you. You know, you don't know whether the ball's hit over your head or. I think he quickly realized he wasn't going to get there, so let's don't play it into more than what it was.
Bring up the leadoff man, Adam Walters, his first time up. He flew out to the center fielder, Ross. He's had a pretty good series at the plate. England delivers pitch too high. Infield up the middle and double play depth. We did finally see one from the Foresters last night in that second game. It was 6-3 as Flores took it to the bag himself, and now it's 2-0 on Walters.
This is a big at-bat in the game so far, especially with the hitter being in front 2-0.
And then going to try and challenge, and does not, as it's low, and it's 3-0. Gaines on deck has had a big series as well. If RJ can battle back here in the count. Sophomores 3-0 is in there for a belt strike.
You don't want to contribute to Bethel's inning here by walking this guy, loading the bases with one out.
3-1 is outside.
That's what he's done.
So it is a Bethel runner on all three bags. And it's now Elijah Gaines, who has already done some damage in this series at the plate. Alone on third, out at second, Hudson Francis. The runner at first is Walters, who just walked. So far this inning, a single, a sac bunt, a single, and a walk. And that's the first pitch strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, they're really
So it's
yet to hit the ball hard.
all plugged in currently.
This one's lifted into center. Ross roaming back. And Thompson's the one that makes the catch in right center. The throw will go to the shortstop Flores. So they do get it out, but Cologne comes across the score. And the runner on second, who was Hudson Francis, moves up.
That's a good piece of hitting. Elevate the ball, hit it in the outfield, stay away from the double play. Keep the inning alive for your three-hole hitter.
It's Jesse Stout, whose first time up, struck out looking on a good breaking ball by RJ. Tried throwing him another one there. It's too far outside. Tell you what, even though it's not that warm, at least the sun is shining out there a little bit.
See, that inning, if you get the kid out that you walk with runners at first and second, that's a fly ball to end the inning.
Right.
And that's why walks just kill you in a lot of different ways. They extend your pitch count, and
RJ's 18th walk of the season. His first walk today. He's working on 3 strikeouts currently through 2 2/3, but still not out of the woods yet. It is 1-1. Runner is off from first. They will throw it down. They've got the runner in between first and second, but they're going to give up the run at the plate. It's a caught stealing, but it will be a steal of home, I suppose, from Francis, and that ties us up at 2-2, but it will end the top of the third.
well, Polina's got to see that. Everything's in front of him. The runner's taken off from third base. He's got to play at the plate. If he just makes a throw to the plate, the guy's out trying to score. And instead, we'll get the guy out first and give him a run. That's too easy.
Yep. So it's 2-2 as we now head to the bottom of the third. It'll be the top 3 in the lineup for the Foresters: Thompson, Paulina, and Glasgow, who were very productive back in the first. See if that's the case here the second time around.
But I think Bethel also caught Huntington off guard a little bit there, because typically that's not a play that you run with your three-hole hitter to the plate.
Right.
And with 2 men on base.
Cologne is not necessarily a guy that looks like he'd run a whole lot over at first base. But we've kind of seen both coaches be a little more aggressive than what we saw yesterday.
I mean, if I put that on with Corey Grove at third here, he would have called time and looked down at me like, what are you doing here?
Declan Thompson will lead us off. He singled off of the third baseman's glove last time. Landcrone nearly made a good play, but a little too much heat from the freshman right fielder. Declan Thompson at the plate. First pitch down to low.
But now the Foresters are going to have to try to work hard to answer those runs. It's kind of what you want to do, the game within the game. If they score, we want to answer. If we score, we want to hold them.
1-0.
Not always able to do it, but
Lifted down the left field line. That's going to drop in. Thompson will take a big turn, but stop at first. He's 2 for 2. And I'm telling you, this freshman right fielder, he's if he wasn't already locked in at the leadoff spot, he probably is now because he's really starting to swing it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see where they put Deckman when Deckman comes back. I think Deckman is day to day at this point in center field, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Paco doubled his first time up. There goes Thompson right away. Paco trying to bunt, stumbled out of the box, and because he did that, he's going to be thrown out at first base. It'll go 1-3. It does move Thompson up.
I think the Foresters were trying to do the run and bunt. So you want to try to bunt the ball to the third baseman. If the third baseman fields the ball, then the runner at second just moves up to third base. Yeah. But obviously Paco didn't get the ball down the line. Did move the runner, but it wasn't the ultimate goal of that particular play.
First pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. Glasgow, his last time up, knocked in his 28th run of the season. Leads the Foresters in most statistical categories on the offensive side. And lifts one deep into right field here again. Tracking back, Dimming on the track at the wall will make the grab. Second time that it seems like Glasgow has just missed the ball and Thompson moves up to third.
Yeah, once again, I think he got that ball a little off the end of the bat as well. Good swing. So we'll see if Huntington can pick up this runner at third base with 2 outs and Clarkson at the plate.
Cam had a very nice 2-strike hit his first time up to knock in the second run in the first. Takes that one outside. It's 1-0. Cam, he's pushing up towards that 300 mark after a slow start with some injuries. The pitch, up and out. They throw it down to third, and Thompson dives back safely.
Yes, as we were talking with the coaches this morning, once again, we mentioned it yesterday. You just need 3 swings from Clarkson, and we'll take whatever happens.
Right. Oh, and he's hitting balls 110 off the bat. You'll always want to see him swing, as he does there. Comes up empty. He doesn't get cheated.
No, no. Which is what you want from
Right.
him.
Yep.
He's not going to beat out a lot of infield hits.
Yep.
So get up there and swing it.
2-1. This one's lifted out of play. It's 2-2.
Fought off a good 2-strike pitch there.
Runner Thompson over at third with 2 down. We're tied at 2 in the bottom of the third. Gerber delivers, and Clarkson swings and misses. First strikeout of the day for Gerber. Huntington cannot come back with a run of their own, and we'll head to the top of the fourth, tied at 2. I think Corey Grill got bored with us. He got out of here.
He's done with this. Yeah, he's done.
He'll listen to the natural sounds of the games out in a comfy seat. Maybe a cold seat here this afternoon.
I didn't see him having a coat on, so he's probably just coming up here to get out of the cold. As good offensive players we've had here, tied a national record. Junior, senior year, he had 5 doubles in a game.
Jeez.
We played down in Florida. And, very, very good offensive player. We also used him as a closer.
Really?
His senior year, yeah. Came in and pretty good breaking ball, 2 strikes.
So yes, from a closer. It'll be Jesse Stout leading us off here in the top of the fourth. R.J. England delivering his 38th pitch of the day. It is a called strike on the inside corner. Stout was up in that last inning. Of course, he gets to stay up since a runner was thrown out trying to steal, and it's quickly 0-2. Another good breaking ball from R.J. England has 3 Ks, looking for 4. It's hit left side. Flores deep in the hole. Will have to make a strong throw, and does. Clarkson, good job keeping that foot on the bag. It It goes 6-3. Been so impressed with Flores here. Of course, he did make an error yesterday in the first game, but
It was a tough error.
yeah, it was.
a tough
I
error.
agree.
Ball hit hard.
Yeah.
He tried to short hop and just couldn't corral it out there.
Well, no one's going to get to that one as Landcrone slaps it up the middle for a single. He's now 1 for 2 on the day. And that is hit number 3 for the Pilots as Corbin Greenslade will come to the plate.
You know, not knowing a lot about Bethel when they came in here, I've been impressed with their lineup. They've got some guys that can swing. They've had a lot of productivity at the bottom of their
Yeah.
order.
It's kind of what hurt HU in game 2 last night. The pitch from England is hit right side, and it's through the right side of the infield. Thompson coming up on it will hold the runner at second, but it is first and second, and back-to-back hits on a couple of ground balls. Seems to me they're starting to swing earlier in the counts. It's back-to-back first pitch hits. I think they're just probably expecting a fastball from RJ on that first pitch of the at-bat. That's what they got.
They don't take a lot of pitches. They don't take a lot of pitches that are in the strike zone.
We got Dylan Cook, who's today's DH. He takes a fastball in the zone for a strike.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 12. I'm not sure who that is.
We'll get that figured out here in just one moment. 0-1 from England. Another fastball finds the bottom of the zone this time. 0-2 count.
Looks like that's Logan Bebier, if I'm pronouncing that last name right. If I'm not, I apologize.
0-2 pitch, slapped through the right side. The wave is on. Now the stop sign is up. They've got the runner at second, and the throw is not in time as Clarkson had to spin himself around, and now it's bases loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, they're becoming a little bit more dialed in here. That's just a bad 0-2 pitch. Lifted up and out over the plate. And to Bethel's credit, they're not missing. So now we're back to a situation with the bases loaded and 1 out like it was last inning.
First pitch breaking ball this time. RJ switches it up to Cologne, who singled his first time up. England from the windup delivers. Swing and a miss again on a breaking ball.
As I mentioned last night, like to see the pitcher stretch in this position to hold that runner at second base. He's getting a walking lead towards third and is going to strike out at the plate, but he's going to have an opportunity to get a great jump off of second base on a base hit.
That was 3 straight breaking balls to Cologne, and he did not adjust on any of them. As RJ throws another one to Deming, Thompson has to make a long run, and that one just sails foul. Would have been serious trouble.
It was pretty close to a grand slam.
Sure was. Deming 212 coming in. He had a sac fly sac bunt his first time up. A big pitch for RJ to get out of this inning. Just low. 1-1. Pilots on every single base. RJ trying to keep it tied here in the top of the 4th, and the pitch. Left side, Flores comes and gets it, goes the short way, and RJ does escape the jam.
Had a little trouble getting that out of your mouth, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did. I was hoping Flores didn't have trouble getting it out of his glove. You know, sometimes you just get a little messed up here. You just got to keep going.
Well, I get it.
Yeah. So RJ escapes the trouble.
I had all this dental work done. I guess I got it completed about 10 months ago with implants and crowns and all kinds of things, braces. I still struggle sometimes putting words together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, sometimes that's I don't run into it too often, but if I do have an issue on a broadcast. It's trying to think something on the spot.
Yeah.
You got to think of something on the spot, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do see the comment about the graphics saying BC and not BU. I don't know if that's something that we can change or not in game. We'll try to do that. In fact, Alex, we were surprised that it was BU when we started looking at the school yesterday. I believe we talked about that. Bethel College, it was for so long, and now it's Bethel University. We did get a change for you there, Alex, so hope that looks better. I really don't know when that happened. I'm being honest, I almost feel like it was Bethel College last season, but
Yeah, I'm not sure when it happened either.
because when we called the basketball game between the Pilots and the Foresters, I did the same thing you did, almost stumbled over it.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch.
Pelletier's been swinging the bat better here of late. Had a good at bat his first time up.
Hit a hard line drive to the left fielder, Francis. And I was up in the count here, 3-0. He gets on. I'm sure we'll see Parker Richards coming in to run. 3-0. That's in there for a called strike, 3-1. I realize this Greenslate's actually from South Africa, so makes sense why his family's tuning in. That one is a called strike on the outside corner, and it's full.
Wonder if his mom and dad are on the mission field there.
I'm not exactly sure. It says he was born there. So 3-2 pitch. Pelletier lifts one into right center field. Going to be trouble as he splits the two outfielders. Nearly rolls to the warning track, and Pelletier keeps swinging a hot bat. He's on second base with a leadoff double.
Or from the angle we have up here in the press box, you can tell right off the bat that was going to split those outfielders.
Alex Stout letting us know it was actually 2019 when the official change happened.
We don't keep up with anything, do we?
Yeah, I guess not. I mean,
Wow.
that's 6
I
years
didn't-
ago.
I didn't know that.
Seriously, I didn't either.
I was still coaching then.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's unbelievable to me.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
If we've got any more trivia, we'll be asking Alex. during
Really.
the game.
Stay tuned, man. You
Yeah.
can help us out.
I do apologize. I should keep up on those things. I was still in college then, though, so I wasn't.
I need to be the one more up on that than
Right.
you do.
0-1 pitch. Meyer fouls it away. It's 0-2. Well, of course, Huntington University used to be Huntington College. I'm sure when you were still coaching for quite a while, it was still Huntington College.
Yeah, we made that transition, I don't know, in the early 2000s.
Right. Gerber has one strikeout today. Meyer takes a fastball high. It's 1-2.
Yeah, we made that change and changed our athletic logo at the same time, and it was like Christmas, man. You got new uniforms and all kinds of stuff.
Kind of fun. Pickoff play, diving back in safely, is Parker Richards, who we guessed would come to bat for Pelletier. Bottom of the fourth here at Forest Glen Park, game number 3 between the Pilots and the Foresters. All tied up at 1 in the series. The pitch is down low, good block behind the plate by Greenslade. Evens up the count at 2-2. It is Ross, Immel, Flores, the next 3 after Meyer. Mason, his first time up, also hit a line drive to the left fielder, Francis. Trying to put HU back ahead. Gerber from the stretch delivers. Breaking ball left side. Richards has to freeze and get back to second, so the out isn't productive as it's out number 1. Throw perfect from Stout over to first.
Yeah, Parker started to move to third base and thought better of it.
Right.
And
It's a good thing you did, I think.
certainly, yeah, certainly good move. He'd have been out at third base big time.
So Jesse Stout has the first out, and another pickoff move as Gerber and Richards play a little cat and mouse. Dylan Ross, first time up, grounded out, right back to pitcher Gerber. 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch, in on his hands, fouls it away.
Dylan's just not looking comfortable at the plate right now.
Struggling to get it going.
Working hard to be in on time here.
Gerber's pitch. Ross lays off. It's 1-1. Dylan, in his senior season, playing a little bit of center field here over the last few weeks. Been busy out there today. See if he can get busy at the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
I'd like to see Dylan here work real hard to stay back. Think about hitting the ball to the right, our right of the shortstop. It's like he's diving in a little bit, jumping at the ball a little bit, which is something that you do when you're not feeling real comfortable.
Fouls it away. High breaking ball. Stays at 1-2. Good speed out on second with Richards.
I thought Richards may try to steal third here at some point.
Doing an okay job holding him on. Gaines is. And Ross, again, hits one softly right back to Gerber, and he's thrown out 2 times, right back to the mound. 2 times, he's out.
Yeah, 2 poor at-bats after a leadoff double, just 2 poor at-bats, and couldn't move him up, couldn't score him, and have not hit the ball hard with the runner at second base.
Now you need a 2-out hit or something to go your way. Defensive mistake, but it's Owen Immel who's 0 for 1. He had a hard line drive his first time up to right. 0 for 1 is Owen. The pitch, swing and a miss. Maybe another changeup.
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah. He threw one of those to Owen his first time up, and he swung over the top of
Yeah.
that one as well.
Almost identical. The 0-1, fastball upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gerber at 54 pitches on the day. Gone deep into a few ball games this season. The 1-1. Immel lifts it left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit. Owen's thinking 2 as he makes a big turn. Throw coming in, and it won't be in time from Walters. So Immel, a little 2-out magic, puts the Foresters back in front.
Good at-bat by Owen. Not only did he drive the run in, but he also worked really hard right out of the box and tried to get to second base to get into scoring position with 2 outs. See what Cade here can do with 2 outs.
He's 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman his first time up, takes a breaking ball upstairs. I always thought when I was a younger baseball player, if a guy doesn't have a ton of velocity, I should try to pull the ball and hammer it. That's not always the case, though. These are the guys, a guy like Gerber, who's obviously having a really good season. If he's not throwing with all that velocity, you can still stay back on the baseball and shoot it the other way, and we've seen that this inning from HU.
I think the key thing that you want to talk to your hitters about is staying inside the ball. That way you're not jumping at it, getting out in front of it, trying to get out in front of it and hook it. If you stay back and keep your hands inside the ball and just hit it where it's pitched, I think that for the most part serves you pretty well. That doesn't mean you're going to get a hit, but you know, hitters are all about process. I want to have a good process that will, you know, good process that will lead to success at the plate.
Flores.
It's not a bad idea right there.
Yeah.
Third baseman's playing back.
I'm still getting some comments that we're having some issues with our sound. I might need to potentially open up this window and get some of that natural sound in here. So I think it probably sounds like we're in a hollow room right now for the people listening. 2-2, fouled away. See if there's a play on it for the Pilots. It nearly came back in play.
Trying to figure out what the wind's going to do. It's not really doing anything right now.
Hopefully that makes this sound a little better. Let us know if it does not. Jill Greenslade letting us know it didn't sound good at the moment. Working on that. We'll try to adjust that as we go on. It's an interesting booth because sometimes when you sit here and you listen back, it sounds like we're just stuck in a box together, Mike, and it's a little hollow. So hopefully opening up the window and letting in some of this natural sound will make it a little more beneficial for you viewers. As we have ball 4, Flores is on, and HU flips the lineup over.
Well, we can always, the nice thing about being up here is we can turn the heat on.
The right fielder, number 30, tackling
Good at bat by
Thompson.
Kay, turns the lineup over. Brings Thompson up, who's had 2 good at bats today.
Sounds like opening the window already helped, Coach.
Good.
That's someone letting us know. Thompson, leadoff man, 2 for 2 today. Gerber will take a throw back to second. Bit speed on the base paths as well. So if you think ball in the gap, yeah, good base runners to have a little track race. The pitch takes low. It's 1-0.
Did you keep our complaining about my coughing? That's the sound issue.
That'd only be a former player, I'm assuming, if they were in
Probably,
the comments.
probably Joey Butts, if
Right.
he's out there, he's going to complain about it.
1-0. Breaking ball, hit left side. Shortstop Stout goes to short way to Gaines, and that's the end of the inning.
That ball sounded like it's hit off the cap.
Sure did. 6-4. 3 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. We move on to the 5th. Halfway through game number 1. RJ England back on the mound for his
Fourth,
5th.
there's 21. And thereafter,
RJ got Pittsburgh to one.
Currently at 51 on the day. 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 1 walk.
24 here at Forest Glen Park. And the fourth, there's the lead. Pilots, 32.
Around 2 pitches.
Right.
Get a little bit below that right now.
Sorry guys, we are trying to work through all of this audio right now. Now we're hearing that we might be a little quieter with the outside noise. So I don't know if we can bump our mics up as well. All right. This is good. I honestly, you don't want criticism from your crowd watching and your viewers, but I do want them to help us out, let us know what will make it better for them. And it's not criticism by any means.
No, I'm just sitting here watching the base umpire run back down to first base, and he's got a little catch in his giddy long going there.
1-0 pitch. 2-0. Well, he had a long chat with the home plate umpire after that 4th inning.
Wow.
2-0. Snap of the glove for a strike. RJ's 2-1 delivery. Fouled away. I do want to give a big shout out to our crew to our right. They're taking all our instructions, and we do appreciate you guys for getting us going. It sounds great now, loud and clear. So, swing and a miss. England, his 5th K, and that breaking ball kind of back to where we saw it earlier in the game.
Need to be consistent with it.
Yep.
Now batting the center fielder.
I'm going to bring up the leadoff man, Adam Walters, who's 0 for 1. He walked last time. He was actually the runner that got caught stealing a few innings back. Forced in Francis from 3rd on the throw from Pelletier. 1-0 on him. RJ's pitch. Outside. 2-0.
The thing we talked about this morning was too many 2-0 counts and 3-1 counts. They become a little bit more predictable on the mound.
Also allows the hitter to see maybe an extra pitch or two. As this one's grounded up the middle, Flores going to have to be quick as Walters gets down the line well, and it is a bang-bang play. It goes the Foresters' way as Flores makes another awesome play up the middle.
I like the way he almost got around that ball a little bit so he could plant his feet and make a good quick throw.
He's got a really strong arm. We've seen that a handful of times now in this series. Either going into the hole or now up the middle. When he sets his feet and he throws it across, he puts quite a bit on it. Of course, I bet the coaching staff could probably track that too somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're that advanced yet, but I know, Ellie De La Cruz guy over here for the Reds, they track how hard he throws it across the infield.
I'm not sure I'd want to be the first baseman for the Reds on some of that.
1-1, down low. Not sure I'd want to be the first base coach. Sometimes you don't know where it's going either. 2-1 pitch. Up high, it's 3-1. It's Elijah Gaines. Sac fly. Fly out to center so far in this one. 3-1. Down low, there's a 2-out walk. Third of the day for England.
Really don't want those at all. You don't want to extend the inning. First 2 outs, you want to close it out.
Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Jesse Stout.
Yell out to our pitchers, finish your inning.
Yep. We'll try to do that here against Jesse Stout. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout. Also grounded out to the shortstop, Flores. Had a good swing at that one. Fouled it out of play. It's 0-1. Assuming some sort of relation to our guy Alex Stout in the comments. Helped us out with the broadcast here today.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make that connection.
0-1 pitch. 1-1.
Looking athlete.
Yeah.
Hasn't got a lot of action at shortstop in this series.
The pitch lifted right field. Coming in, Thompson battling the sun, makes a long running catch to retire the side. Through 4.5, Foresters still up 3-2.
A nice play. Sometimes you run that far and your head starts bouncing up and down a little bit. The ball starts moving around. Nice running catch.
You literally read my mind because I was thinking about when you're running as an outfielder, your head starts to bobble. And we've talked about this on the broadcast before, how important it is for an outfielder to run naturally and then put his glove out. And I thought Thompson did a good job at that there as well.
Try to run on the balls of your feet if you can.
It is the bottom of the 5th. It is still Andrew Gerber who will start his 5th inning of work. 3 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. It's kind of unique seeing a pitcher like this nowadays who doesn't strike out a bunch of guys but still has a lot of success.
On the ball well. Take my wife recruiting once in a while when I first started coaching, and I'd see a young player running out to his position, and I would say, I can't play. And my wife would say, how do you know? You've not seen him do anything. Just the way he runs.
Yeah.
Toes pointed out. There's not a lot of ducks that are successful, on the baseball field.
Andrew Gerber will start the inning against Paco Paulina. It starts it with a strike. Hannah is tuning in. It looks like she might be the sister of Andrew Gerber. So let's go number 5. That's my brother. Thanks for tuning in, Hannah. Checking out Andrew on the bump. Done a good job keeping this Forester lineup in check.
In 1988, we had 3 pitchers drafted into pro baseball, and 2 of them were drafted by the Phillies. And who I think the guy, greatest scout of all time, Tony Lucadella, he retired that year. And at the time that he retired, he had 49 guys in the big leagues.
Wow.
The guy closest to him had 19. And I asked Tony, I'm a young coach, what should I look for when I recruit? And one of the things he told me was, hard ball hit the shortstop, right through the shortstop.
Yep, ate him up. That's probably going to go as a hit. I don't know if Stout had a chance at that one.
Well, I think even if he fields it,
Yeah.
he's going to have a tough time throwing him out.
Probably
So,
would have had to throw from his pants,
Yeah,
you know. It was
yeah.
hit so hard, Paulina with a single.
Yeah. But Tony told me, he said, hey, evaluate guys from the waist down because the game of baseball is played from the waist down. And I thought, you know, the more I coached and the more I recruited, the more I thought, boy, he's exactly right on that. So.
Throw over. Paco dives back in time. Man, they really gave the shortstop an ear there. Pascal upstairs. Thought that was probably for sure a hit.
There's no way that's an
I
error.
don't think so either. Pascal takes that one outside. It's 2-0. Belton has just missed 2 baseballs today. Probably 2 home runs by a couple inches on the bat. Had 2 good swings against Gerber. The pitch fouls that one away.
Paco looks like he's trying to time the pitcher up at first base.
Thought he was doing the salsa out there. He's kind of jumping around. See, he gets the short lead and then kind of bounces off there. Pascal takes down, back in the hitter's count at 3-1.
It's a key pitch in the game. You don't want to put Glasgow on. You don't want to give him something to hit. So it'd be interesting to see what happens here.
Belton fouls it away. It's a full count now at 3-2.
Good pitch.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. The Foresters up 1, trying to add on. Good time to run. Paco gets a big lead. Belton rips it down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It's up against the wall. Paco is going to be stopped at 3rd, and Glasgow finally gets rewarded for a good swing with a stand-up double.
Boy, outstanding swing there. He just continues to produce, and
Next up for the
really,
Foresters,
really
the
happy
first
for him.
baseman, number 12,
Turning this into a
Watson.
pretty monster season here. I mean,
Yeah.
he keeps adding on to his totals. He leads, as we mentioned, HU in literally every offensive category. And it looks like we are going to have a change as Seth Zartman is going to go to the bullpen. We will see who's coming out.
And I didn't even pay attention to the bullpen to see if they had somebody throwing down there.
Looks like it probably be another right-handed arm. It's going to be number 16 on the Pilots. That is Peter Wallsmith. We know him. Came in and pitched last night.
Oh,
Sophomore
okay.
from Knox, Indiana. I think he was the one that closed the game out, Coach.
Yeah, I think he was. I think you're right. Yeah, did a nice job.
Yep. The Foresters definitely in business up 3-2.
So Seth feels like this is an important part of the game,
Right.
even though it's only the bottom of the 5th. Try to shut this thing down
Yeah.
right here. And sometimes, you know, the most important part of the game is in the 5th or 6th, not
Yep.
the 9th. So Beth obviously feels that way.
Wall Smith, after last night's game, been in 7 games. This is his 8th. 4.76 ERA, 2-1 record. We talked about it. It's a lot of strikeouts, 20 in 17 innings. So that's what he's trying to do right now.
A little bit of a herky-jerky
Yes.
motion. That's not a knock on him in any way.
No. In fact, sometimes that's a compliment because there's a lot of guys who have made a living being a little herky-jerky out on the mound.
Well, you know, the other thing that Tony Lucadell taught me was he said, you want to know a pitcher's or a player's proper release point, his arm angle, is put him in center field, bungle a ball to him and tell him to throw it in the air to home plate. And he will throw it with the most efficient throwing motion he knows.
Right.
Thought that was interesting,
Yeah,
too.
very. Big opportunity here for Cam Clarkson, who's already knocked 1 run in today.
Infield's in.
3-2 game, bottom of the 5th. Wall Smith, one of the better relievers, has to step off right away as Cam resets at the plate. It's Glasgow at second. It's Paco Paulina at third. The pitch.
Line drive in the infield, you got to see it down here. Can't, when he double plays at second or third.
Big hack by Cam Clarkson. So it's an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit up the middle, off the leg of the pitcher. That is going to be a 2-run single for Cam Clarkson, who adds on, and now the Foresters lead by 3.
Yeah, hit the ball hard right back through the middle. And if that doesn't hit the pitcher's leg, that ball's going through the center field. It's still going to be a 2-run single.
Now, Cam a couple times today hasn't had maybe the big power swing to the pull side, but he's hit 2 balls right back up the middle for singles, and both of them have knocked in runs. He's knocked in 3 of the 5 today. It's a really good sign for this Foresters team.
Yeah.
Of course, we hope Wall Smith is okay.
Go through the season with Glasgow swinging the bat the way he has. You need somebody to hit behind him to protect him a little bit, or there'll be teams that will take the bat out of Glasgow's hands. So, yeah, good thing to see.
Wall Smith seems to be okay. Well, maybe not quite yet. Still checking on him out there.
Talking about it, aren't they?
Looks like he's
like
gonna
he's
come
done.
out of the game.
Yep. So relief pitcher is going to be given all the time that
Yep.
he needs to get loose here, and that's a bad break because that young man is a quality pitcher on the mound, and so I hate to see that. We hope it's just a temporary thing. So we're going to be without baseball here for a few minutes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna mute it for a second, Coach. I'm gonna go let the official score know what we think about that Paco play. That's all right with you.
Sound good.
All right.
Yep.
All right, we're back here on FDN Sports. We've got a new pitcher in the game. Another righty. Pitcher on the mound will be, trying to figure out what number we got out there. Looks like it's number 30, Noah Lyons, 6'4" out of Lafayette, Indiana. So he'll get an opportunity to try to come in and shut down this inning. The Foresters have already scored 2. Offense has looked a lot better here so far this afternoon. Still a long ways to go.
Well, while we've got a break in the action, I need to shout out to my granddaughter, Reese Rozier, who's listening. Both Reese and Lawson listen at Mama's house. So hope you guys are behaving yourself, and looking forward to seeing you when the games are over today.
Very cool. Checking out the action. I know my wife was tuned in earlier, but I'm pretty sure she's doing some shopping now.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Took the baby to Marshall's up in Fort Wayne, so you know what?
Hopefully you didn't give her your credit card. Right?
It's still in my pocket. But it's better for the baby to go shopping than it is me. Coach, I think we talked them into changing that to a hit. I don't see an ear up there anymore.
I think that was a good move, because I know if I were Paco and I looked up and saw an error, I wouldn't be real happy about it.
They were telling me over there they're having a discussion about all the different ways to get on first base. They're having a little fun next door as well. A little trivia time.
A little fun at the ballpark, huh?
Yeah, why not? You get a long break like this as well.
Yeah.
We really do wish all is well with Walsmith. I don't know if it's maybe just a precautionary thing, but I can't imagine that felt good off the bat of Cam Clarkson right on the shin. And then you think about when you're throwing, I believe, if I'm thinking of this right, I thought it was his right leg that was hit.
It was his leg that he was kind of up in the air, planted his left leg, and then his right leg was kind of coming around as you follow through, and just he got him right on the shin.
So he is out. It's Noah Lyons who's in. And it's Zach Pelletier at the plate, who's 1 for 2 today. Double his last time up, came around to score. Just 1 inning ago. Cam Clarkson over at first, still nobody out, as that pitch is outside for ball 1.
You know, and thinking ahead to the top of the 6th, you wonder how this delay will affect England on the mound for Huntington.
Here goes Cam, good jump. He's going to swipe the bag with no throw.
Wow.
They put Cam in action twice now on the base paths.
Just like a gazelle out there, man. Going to have to replace his divot at second on that slide.
Could have just went in, looks like standing up. Another runner in scoring position. Pelletier showing bunt. 2-0. Down 2 low. It's 3-0.
And I think he was actually going to bunt there. I don't think he was just showing that.
My phone's playing a little music here.
I wondered what that was.
I don't know.
I didn't know if you're bored up here and going to
3-0 pitch.
Play something?
There's a lot going on in this press box today. That's a walk for Pelletier. He's on. Clarkson still out at second.
So you wonder if the bunt's going to be on again with first and second, nobody out. I don't know that. I haven't seen Mason enough to know what kind of punter he is.
Number 9, Mason Meyer.
I think they're going to let him swing it, Coach. Maybe I'm wrong.
That wouldn't surprise me, because Dylan is kind of scuffling behind him a little bit.
Lyons delivers the first pitch. No sign of bunt as it's outside for ball 1.
I think it's interesting. The hitters still go up to home plate and they smooth out where the dirt used to be, in the batter's box.
Habit.
Just out of habit, yeah.
Lyons from the stretch delivers the 1-0 pitch. That's down low. He has yet to throw a strike since coming in. 6 straight out of the zone.
Huntington has an opportunity to add on here. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Looks like there's more activity in the Bethel bullpen.
The pitch, both runners off, and both runners again swiping it back. Another pitch out of the zone, 7 straight, and the Foresters running wild here in the bottom of the 5th.
So Cam Clarkson has stole 2 bases in the same inning.
Do we think that is probably what his total was in his career coming in? Not sure he had any steals before today's game. He did not. This might be his first 2 steals as a Forester.
Might be. 3-1 count, playing infield back. I didn't know if they would move them in or not. So ground ball here scores a run. Take advantage of this if you can.
It's another ball, and it's another walk, and the bases are loaded with Foresters, and things are getting really bad here for Bethel right now. Of course, Lions had plenty of time to warm up. Well, obviously wasn't expecting to come to this game right now. He got put into a really tough spot.
I think the catcher's going the mound to waste a little time here to let the guy in the bullpen get loose. Yes.
Lucas Wacky getting loose down the right field bullpen. In the right field bullpen, I should say, from Mishawaka, Indiana.
Sign from the dugout, which was take your hat off to the catcher, which means go out there and stand and talk until the umpire makes you leave.
Ross at the plate. Had a little bit of a up and down offensive season here, trying to get back on track, and man, this would be a big spot to do it.
He's had some big hits through the course of the season.
Lyons delivers. Ross takes low. Only 1 strike for Lyons so far here since coming out of the bullpen. He's now thrown 10 pitches. The 1-0. Down low.
I think you got to take till you get a strike here.
Yep.
He doesn't look like he's overpowering with his fastball, so he's not gonna fool you with anything. Not knocking him. He's been brought into a tough situation here.
Lyons gets the sign from Green Slade. They're having some issues with the pitch calling right now too as well. 2-0 is a breaking ball, and it's now 3 straight.
I guess I don't understand why he's allowed to move his arm around a little bit while he's engaged in the rubber.
Yeah. See him do it here again. The 3-0 is down too low. It's another walk, and it's another run for the Foresters. Still no one out. Bases loaded with Foresters, and that's going to be it for Lyons.
Well, as he mentioned, that's a tough situation for him to come in and hold, not knowing that you're going to be in the game, and then pitcher takes a line drive off the shin, and now you're right in the mix.
So that will be the end of the day for Lions, but he's responsible for, let's see, at least 2 of the base runners, but I think he's responsible for all 3 of them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Actually, is Clarkson still over at third? No, he just came around and scored, so he is responsible for all 3. And now it's Lucas Nowacki, hope we're saying that right, coming in for the Pilots. Sophomore from Mishawaka, Indiana, making an appearance out of the pen here. Take a look at what he's done so far this season. He's thrown 8 1/3 innings, a 15.12 ERA. And he's a guy that on the season, trying to get some of those strikeout walks. 5 strikeouts, 14 walks. So another guy that hasn't had the command, is looking to come in and shut down a big inning for the Foresters.
6-2 or 7-2.
It's 6-2. Yep. Mackey grew up, went to school right in Bethel's backyard, Mishawaka. Yeah. Went down the road to play for the Bethel Pilots.
Well, in this situation, you got to set a goal. See if we can get out of this with only one more run scored. Stay in the ball game. We still got 4 at-bats left. And the Foresters have an opportunity to bust it open a little bit with the 8-hitter up and Owen Immel. So we'll see what happens.
It hasn't felt like HU has had any games that they have truthfully been in full control of this season. So
probably the only game is the 3rd game against Olivet down south, where I think they won 19-5.
Now batting for the
the Owen Immel, who's 1 for 2 last time up, had a good at bat, sliced a double into the left center field gap. Now Nowacki will toe the rubber. He's got Foresters all around. Goes to his pitch comm again. And now we'll set and deliver. Immel takes a fastball in there for a called strike. Immel is lined out to right. We talked about the double his last time up. He's started to swing the bat here a little bit in this series against Bethel. Big opportunity to push this lead a little further for the Foresters. Takes another one, this time on the inside corner for a called strike. Wacky gets the sign from Greenslade. Goes at Immel. It's a breaking ball, popped straight up in the air. It'll be an infield fly. So the batter Immel is out, and it's caught by Gaines, as that's a big first out of the inning.
I see Owen be a little more aggressive on those first 2 fastballs that were thrown to him. I understand taking the first one, but
now
the
batting
second
for the
one,
Foresters.
take
The
2
shortstop,
fastballs, now
number
you've
15, Cade Forrest.
got to hit a breaking ball at some point. I'd much rather hit the fastball than the breaking ball. Not sure that's a great at-bat from Owen there.
Cade Flores now to the plate, 0 for 1. Walked his last time up. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Looks like it could have been a little down. It's 0-1 on Cade.
Looks like it's an over-the-top breaking ball, so
Yes.
a lot of break to it.
The pitch, there it is again. That time falls out of the zone. It's 1-1.
More
Foresters up
activity
4.
down in the bullpen.
Might burn through a handful of arms here in game 1. Fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's definitely come in and throwing strikes and
Yep.
has done a good job. And if he can get Flores, he has a chance to get out of the inning with no more runs scored.
And still in slam range.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch. Takes it high, and Flores said it hit him, and I guess it did. I think they're saying that got Flores maybe on the top of his right hand. It's a hit by pitch. It's an RBI, and the Foresters are up 7-2. That pushes across Pelletier. Myers up to 3rd. Ross will move to 2nd.
I thought they were home plate umpire was gonna talk to the guy standing 15 feet behind the pitcher, see if he had a better angle, but they didn't. You know how I feel about that.
Yes, I do.
So
The 9th hitter of the inning for HU is their leadoff man, Declan Thompson, who's working on a 2 for 3 day. Single and a run scored, and another single. Got to 3rd his last time up. And hits this one, a little jam shot into shallow right. That's going to fall in, and all 4 Foresters going to move up 90 feet as the run comes across. And that throw from Deming was cut off by Cologne, and I think that there was a play at the plate if that wasn't stopped.
You know, that's a situation where the runner at third's got to come halfway. Because if the second baseman fields the ball, even if you're standing on the bag, you're not going to tag and score.
Right.
The only way you're going to score is halfway. And I think Mason was too close to the bag at third, because you're right. There may have been a play there.
I think he might have been out.
Yeah.
Brings up Paco, who is working on a good day at the plate as well. 2 for 3, and now it's 8-2. He hits a breaking ball through the left side. Runners had to freeze, and again, it's station to station, and it's 9-2 as Paulina collects his 3rd hit of the afternoon. He's got 2 hits in the inning.
Well, that's what you got to do. You mentioned going station to station, and you got to do that because you don't want to run the guy off in front of you. And you've got to obviously advance, but you've got to be aware of what the runner in front of you is doing, especially with Paco at first base here.
Running out of room in my 5th inning book here. I'm not sure what to even do. Brings up Belden, who doubled earlier in this inning, came around to score. He's up 1-0 in the count. 9-2, 11 hits for the Foresters. No errors for either side, just 2 runs, 5 hits for the Pilots. Pitch from Nowaki. Not sure how I want to say that. Nowaki.
Where's Alex at? Can he help us on that?
Probably. It's 2-0. Good hitters count for the Foresters' best hitter. The pitch lifted into center field. We'll see if they test the arm. It looks like they will. Walters in shallow center will make the throw home, and Flores will slide in safely. The other 2 runners moving up, and they'll be safe as well.
Yeah, that's got to be a throwing error on the center fielder to allow those 2 runners to move up. We'll see how they score that. As I told you yesterday, sometimes the scorekeeping doesn't. You got to account for every base.
Right.
Either it's a hit or fielder's choice or an error. Yeah, they did give it an error. So, good job over there. So.
That's 2 outs now as Cam Clarkson will step up. He also has a hit earlier in this inning. Runners on second and third. Good swing at that one. Fouls it straight back.
Yeah, he's the one that knocked the pitcher out of the game with the hard ground ball off his shin.
We are saying the name right, by the way.
Good.
Lucas Nowaki.
Good. You're a professional broadcaster, so.
Something like that. Here's the 0-1. Another big swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 7-run inning for the Foresters. Aki gets the sign from Greenslade. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 straight strikes to Cam Clarkson. He goes down swinging. Foresters bring, to my count, 12 to the plate. They put up 7 runs, and that will end the bottom of the 5th. HU up 10-2, and we'll see how RJ England responds to that long wait over on the bench.
Yeah, it's really critical that he comes out throwing strikes to the first hitter. How are the Cardinals doing this year on the baseball field?
Talking about Ball State?
Yeah.
Very well.
Good.
They're off to a really good start. They're actually playing Xavier right now at Xavier in Cincinnati.
Okay.
I think they were 16-5, 16-6 earlier this week. And of course, they play a lot more midweek games than NAIA does because they only play the 3 game series on the weekend, which I know you're a fan of.
Big fan of, and Huntington jumps back into non-league play
Yeah.
this coming Wednesday.
Against Trinity Christian.
Yeah, rescheduled doubleheader. So some of the youngsters out there in the bullpen that haven't had a chance to throw a lot this season will get a chance. It's probably going to be 2 games of Johnny Holstaff, on the hill.
Try everyone out. Yeah, Ball State's 16-7.
Good deal.
Leading off the sixth,
Happy for Rich.
Yeah.
the third baseman, number 4, Jordan Latro.
First pitch from England, fouled away. They were preseason picked to win the conference.
Rich does a great job.
He does.
He's a good man. He's a good baseball man, and sometimes Division I guys with big league NAIA coaches, when they see you. Not Rich. Always, wants to shake your hand, wants to know how your family's doing, and so I really appreciate that.
Called strike 3. That's England's 6th of the day. He's right at 70 pitches. I traveled with them a lot, and they would play Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the D1 level. And Sunday games, we were on a big bus typically that was driving us around, and he would lead chapel most Sundays on the bus before the last game of the series.
Okay.
So some guys didn't stick around, but a lot would. And Coach Rich Maloney would sit there and pretty much kind of give a sermon or let someone share on the bus in the parking lot of the opponent that Ball State would play. Yeah. 2-0 pitch. Right in there for a called strike. He also did a pregame interview with me every single game.
Wow.
Take a recorder over there because it was on the radio.
Yeah.
Out away.
He recruited Dad when Rich was at Michigan. He recruited Dad, and we went up there for a visit, and it was pretty cool. Went to a basketball game, and so.
2. Another good breaking ball. That one just missed.
That went around a pointed plate, right?
Yeah.
Is that what? Pitch.
Full count delivery. That nearly hit the batter green slate. I think that's ball 4.
Yep.
And it is. RJ's 3rd walk of the day. Just the 2 earned runs. Is this a scenario with the big league? You're just seeing how much you can get out of RJ now to kind of keep everyone else fresh?
Yeah, I think you have a pitch total in mind in terms of where you'd like to see him go, but you don't want to push that because you've got an 8-run lead now. With some of Huntington's pitching woes this season, you think you're safe with this, but you never know.
Right.
Especially with last year and this year. So.
RJ's 1-0 to the DH Dylan Cook. Got jammed and fouled it back.
You'd like to think that in the next game, a 7-inning game with Pappenbrock, that you may not need a lot of, bullpen help for that. So we'll see how they play this.
Throw over, back in time. Green slide, able to dive in safely. That one's outside. 2-1.
Fell in love with Michigan's field when we went up there. I'd never been up there before, and it sits right outside the hockey arena. And it was a pretty good old field. They recently added field turf all over it, but it's just kind of a really cool place to play.
Two pitch from England is outside. It's full again. Ball State just went with the full turf look as well. They put a video board up actually this past season.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They have a big batter's eye in center field as well. Big green batter's eye. Pitch outside. So 2 straight walks.
This kind of thing is going to not allow RJ to go much longer because that's just adding to his pitch total. And I would be surprised if you threw a lot after this inning.
It's up to 83 now.
Don't see anybody down there throwing. Movement down there a little bit.
Now batting the first baseman, number 21, Angel Cologne.
Now it's 2 runners on. It's El Colon who steps up to the plate. Forster's maybe looking for a ground ball to get out of this inning. It's a breaking ball, and Colon really struggled with that pitch in the last at bat.
Yeah,
Got 3 of them.
Colon's a big, strong kid, but I think he is a candidate for a double play in the infield.
RJ's just feeding him breaking balls right now. I believe 6 straight breaking balls that Colon has seen from RJ. 1-1 pitch. There's another one. 1-2.
Well, that's one thing about the college. They find a pitch that you may not be as successful on as another, then you're going to probably continue to see it.
Double play ball. Glasgow picks it onto Paco, who can't cleanly get the throw off to first. Really good chance to turn 2. The Foresters can't do it, and it'll be runners on the corner. The next man up will be Drew Deming.
That's a really nice play by Glasgow. He fielded the ball in the short hop, kind of threw to second with his momentum going to the plate, and the throw was right on the money. I think if you talk to Paco, he would feel like that's a play he would need to make there.
For the Foresters, as of now, it's still an 8-run game. Still don't want to be giving away those extra outs. 1-0 pitch. Low. 2-0. Deming is 0 for 1. He had a sac bunt back in the 3rd. He rounded out to Cade Flores his last time up. The pitch. 3 straight. Nowhere near.
Yeah, I think it's time to get somebody up. You'd like to think maybe the Foresters aren't done scoring, but that pitch count is on the way up.
Now over 90 as he walks another man. The command was really good before this inning. That's 3 walks now in this
Mike
inning alone.
Talk to him.
Now batting the left
And if
fielder.
you had your binoculars here, we'd be able to see who that guy is down in the bullpen, right?
You know what? In between games, I'm walking up to my car and I'm bringing them in just to prove that I have them. I did drive the right car today. I told you my wife took the other one to go shopping. So.
And I don't think I told you this, but I did invite Langston Kinder up here between games.
Sweet.
Just to chat a little bit about his post-Huntington University career.
I think we'll also have a player of the game as well.
Hopefully.
I don't know who we're thinking right away, but
I don't know what the numbers look like offensively.
well, there's a lot of good ones. Paco's 3 for 3. Cam's knocked in 3 runs. Eldon keeps swinging it well. What does that have to say? Call a strike?
That looks like Shelton.
I think so. England delivers 2 straight strikes. RJ right now 5 2/3, 2 earned, 6 Ks, 5 walks. The righty's pitch, breaking ball, swing in a miss.
Obviously, RJ making Mike look good after he came to the mound, right? So, I don't know. They might let him go another one. We'll see.
He's at 94 pitches, 7 Ks now. Most importantly, his team's up 8 runs. It'll be Pelletier, Meyer, and Ross doing the hitting for the Foresters. They'll face the same guy, Lucas Nowacki, who will be in his 2nd inning of work.
What would be great for Huntington, if you're a Huntington fan, is to see them score 2 runs here and try to end this game early. Take some wear and tear off bullpen.
For all the Purdue Boilermaker fans, they're on to the Sweet 16. Checking in on some March Madness.
You don't have a fan sitting to the
Yeah,
left of you,
well,
so-
I'm not one either, so helps my
Lot-
bracket, I guess.
A lot of friends that are Purdue fans and Cubs fans, and I'm
Man,
not a
it's
fan.
a bad combo.
Not a fan of either.
Of course, I feel like being a Reds and IU fan recently hasn't been a great combo either.
No,
You know, I've been alive for 27 years. Never seen the Reds win a playoff series. Yeah. Tough sledding for them.
I'm to the point where I don't even know a lot of the players. I know De La Cruz, but
Yep.
the other guys I don't know.
We've got Pelletier getting ready to lead us off here in the bottom of the sixth.
I feel like I'm losing my voice here a little bit.
It's a long day. It's a lot of talking. Next game, only 7 innings, though. Of course, last night's 7-inning game took a while.
Oh, it did.
10-7. Huntington trying to grab an advantage in this series as Pelletier has a good rip and fouls it straight back. Zach has really swung it well today. Had a hard line drive that was caught out and left by Francis. Doubled, walked, scored 2 runs. Good guy to get going, the bottom tier of this lineup, as he takes a breaking ball for a called strike.
That's a big overhand breaking ball. You've got to get that. You've got to commit yourself to staying inside of it and try to hit the ball through the middle the other way.
Up too high. It's now 1-2.
So, Ball State playing Xavier today. That's a non-league game.
Yep,
right?
non-league game. Got a break in conference right now. 1-2 pitch. Foul
Is
ball.
that a series or just a single?
It's actually a
doubleheader?
series. They're
Really?
playing. They
Okay.
played 1 last night. Xavier won the first one. They're playing 2 today.
Okay.
Xavier's got a pretty nice facilities for their baseball program.
Yeah, it's a nice facility.
There's that overhand breaking ball. Pelletier tries to bloop it in down the right field line. It's a nice running catch by Deming right on the foul line.
Boy, he came a long way for that. That was a nice play.
In fact, I thought it was for sure going to drop in, and Deming came all that way and collects the first out.
Well, Cincinnati has 2 really nice facilities. UC has a nice facility, Johnny Bench Field, and Xavier's got a nice facility.
Mason Meyer up at the plate. First pitch swinging, left side, stout. Is actually cut off by Lancron, and the throw's a little wide, but nicely done by Cologne to keep his foot on the bag. That's 5-3, and it's 2 up, 2 down quickly.
Mason got sawed off there a little bit.
Sure did. Might have had some splinters if he was using a
Yeah.
wood bat. Dylan Ross, 0 for 2, has knocked in a run here in this first game of the day. Takes a fastball inside. Grounded out to the pitcher twice. Walked and scored back in the 5th. The pitch. There's that overhand breaking ball. It's up too high.
A lot of break on that ball. You can't give up on it. A lot of break.
Two-0 pitch. Ross bounces it down the left field line, foul. One count on Dylan.
I think Meyer and Pelletier are 2 guys that Huntington could get them going, along with getting Deckman back in the lineup. And then that just lengthens the lineup.
It's hit Ross, as now it's 3 balls and a strike.
regular behind the plate second game
Okay.
with Pappenbrock.
3-1 delivery. Way up and in. All four, and Ross is on for the second time in a row.
Assuming that means this is Parker Richard up to hit.
Yeah.
So Richard must be in for Owen Immel. Center field, moving Ross to left field.
Few changes as Richards gets a rear at bat. There's the runner going. He's looking to bunt for a hit. Throw down to second is high and into center field, but Ross is going to have to stay right there. It's a stolen base for Dylan.
I don't know if Parker was protecting the runner stealing there or was actually thinking about bunting.
Already seen Parker run in this one. Has a chance to hit. 1-0 hits him. So Parker's on the hard way. That's another base runner. Bring up Cade Flores, the 9-hole hitter.
Happy to see Parker getting an opportunity to make a contribution. He works really hard and has really come a long way since he got here. You know, he's here because of Donovan Clark.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, Donovan. Donovan was working at a facility in Indianapolis, and Parker was there, and so he recommended Parker coming up here, and he was a lot rougher as a player when he first got here,
Right.
but he's gotten a lot better, and he's going to have a chance to be in the mix in center field next year.
Yeah.
So that's all you can ask. Coming back in the fall, do I have an opportunity to earn a job? And then it's up to you, how you do. So.
Only his 10th or 11th at bat of the season, so he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to play. Finds his way on, obviously has great speed.
He's the kind of guy that on Wednesday when they play Trinity, you might get an opportunity for a couple at bats.
Yeah.
Or a couple games played. So
another arm getting loose for the Pilots. As Flores, left-handed hitting shortstop, back up to the plate. Runner's off again. Cade shows bunt. The throw goes to second, and it's an easy stolen base for Richards. Ross has picked up 2 swipes. Forrester's running a little bit. We kind of talked about that early on, Coach.
Some people may wonder why you're running when you're ahead 10-2. So, Dad's philosophy, he's going to run until he's 10 runs up, and at that point he'll shut it down. And Seth understands that. Seth does the same thing on the other side. You want to continue to be aggressive.
Well, at the end of the day, if you're a coach, you want to end the game as fast as possible.
It certainly protects your bullpen.
Yep.
Yeah.
1-1. Flores 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch that knocked in a run. He's walked. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike on the outside corner. He'd grounded out to second, all the way back in the second.
I always thought if I could have something in the concession area where you could rent a blanket, I could make some money on days like this.
1-2. Line, fair down the left field line. Here comes Richards. Ross is across. And the Foresters up 10, right on cue, Coach. Put the runners in motion. Flores makes them pay.
Just a good piece of hitting. He took the breaking ball and hit it down the left field line, and just a really good at bat. Really good at bat.
12-2 is the score, and now HU flips the lineup over.
Number 30, Declan Thompson.
And another runner in scoring position with Thompson, who's 3 for 4 on the day and a run knocked in. Declan waits for the pitch. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss.
My guess is that they'll run RJ out there give him an opportunity for a complete game.
I think so,
and
too.
if that doesn't happen, then probably go to the bullpen.
Might be one of those scenarios you get one hitter, and if he gets on, you might be done.
Yeah.
0-1 delivery. Another breaking ball's too low.
RJ did throw on Monday, but not having a very good outing, didn't throw very long.
Right.
So.
Of course, you take one more run as well. Just continue to push that out a little more.
Yeah, I think they'd be okay with being greedy here.
Yep. The pitch. Thompson flies this one to the right side, and it's going to be out of play as it's 1-2.
Once again, I think Dylan's got to work to stay inside the ball here. My guess is he's probably going to see some kind of breaking ball. Maybe not.
Mackey gets set from the stretch and will deliver the 1-2. And he's hit. Thompson's back on base for the 4th time.
Certainly what you want from your leadoff man, right?
Yeah.
Like to have him on base that much. So
Now you bring up Paco, who's really been swinging it well today after kind of a slow offensive day yesterday. 3 for 4, double and 2 runs scored. Paco has a chance to add a little more on. It's 12 hits already for the Foresters, 12 runs across. Wacky's pitch on the corner for a called strike.
and I think Bethel wants to get Paco out here because I don't think they want any part of Glasgow or Clarkson with runners on base.
A 1 up high, looking to throw behind the runner at first, but Thompson scurries back. Up the count at 1-1.
Declan's had a good year coming in as a freshman and getting to be an everyday player now. It's tough to do at the college level. It's a big swing.
Yeah. All out in front. You talk about selling the blankets. We could also do a cover charge at the door. You come up and sit here in the heat for 2 innings,
Exactly.
$20.
Yeah. Put them on a timer. Okay, Your time's up.
Next person.
Rotate people out.
I think we're on to something. I'm going to put a sign up in between games. 12-2 the lead. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. Same pitch. This time Paco lays off.
Well, it's not like the parking lot's in left field either. I mean, that's a long walk carrying all that stuff.
Yeah, honestly, by the time you get up here, you're ready to take your jacket off.
Maybe
you just,
we could do like an airport where they have to. You can rent one of those carrier things.
Yeah. 2-2. Paco hits this one hard left side. Long throw all the way across the diamond using the turf for the big bounce.
Nice play.
Landcron makes a good play to retire the side. RJ Anglin will come out and try to finish what he started in the top of the 7th.
I think RJ ran out there before. Didn't want to give him a chance to make a decision.
No,
so.
that's very RJ-like. Obviously, Thad talked about that yesterday. Kind of had to tell RJ to back down the emotions a little bit after those last rough starts, but also at the same time, you want your pitcher to have a little emotion, have that fire that RJ does, and it's been the better version of Anglin today.
There's a fine line between not showing enough and showing too much. Never been accused of not showing enough emotions on that side of it.
Into the top of the 7th, it will be the leadoff man, Adam Walters, who's 0 for 2. Has been on base with a walk earlier in the game. For Bethel right now, they just want to find a way to extend this game. HE wants to shut it down here a little early. We're only at 2:54, so we're making pretty good time. Knock on wood, right?
Yeah, is there any wood up here?
I don't know.
This is laminate. So.
Maybe some of this.
Yeah, there you go.
First pitch here from Anglin. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Still looks like he's got that pop.
Adam Walters.
0-1. Hit right side. Paco gets there. RJ trying to win the race. And, it looks like he did, but called safe. Walters able to beat it out. That was a great play by RJ England and Paco Paulina.
Kind of surprised he called him safe.
I thought he was out.
Now batting for the Pilots, the second baseman, number 3, Elijah Gaines.
Of course, still working on our replay system here. Got to get enough people here eventually down the road to get that up and running. They're looking to bunt as it's fouled back from Gaines.
One is way on there, I'm assuming. Sacrificing us. Maybe you would to extend the game. I don't know.
Yeah, looking to bunt again. This one's right down the heart. That play as a pitcher that RJ just made is so tough, and the throw is maybe even harder because Paco has to kind of lead RJ, and then you worry about your starting pitcher getting barreled over at first base as well, broken arm. You just never know what can happen.
Yeah. That's a tough play for the first baseman, too.
Yeah.
I mean, Cam's going after the ball.
Yep.
So
Pitch fouled off.
if Cam can field that ball, that's a much easier play for the toss at first base than
Yep.
for Paco making that play.
Actually pretty impressive to even make it close. I mean, it was a really great play. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. RJ over 100 pitches here in this first game today against the Pilots. Able to lay off. Gaines takes that breaking ball down. It's a 2-2 count.
You know, talking about Seth Zartman as a coach, boy, he was a really good player. Really good player. Bethel could really swing it. Very, very tough out.
2-2. Just a defensive swing. Gaines able to stay alive. There's now a righty getting loose down in the left field bullpen. You trying to close it out here in 7 innings today. 2-2 delivery. Hit up the middle. Ross, that's Richards, had a good read on it. Came in unable to catch it. It's down for a single in the first 2 on, and kind of wonder if that might end the day for England. Or if Coach Thad Frame will stick with them. 2 straight singles.
I would say we're at the point where they're going batter to batter at this point.
Now batting the shortstop.
Those are 2 balls that were hit hard.
Jesse Stout.
Got their 3-hole hitter up here.
Stout is 0 for 3 today against England. Ground ball would go a long ways right now. He's looking to bunt. Appears that Bethel is just looking to extend this game.
Could be.
Seven hits for the Pilots today, just 2 runs though. England has kept them in check. They're showing bunt again. That almost hit Stout. It's inside. It's 1-1.
Wants to bunt, throw strikes, and let him bunt.
Yep. Honestly, Stout didn't look super comfortable trying to bunt the first pitch. He's trying to do it again though. He does get it down, but it's foul. 1-2.
Quite sure who that is down in the bullpen. I think that's either Tate Mullen or it might even be Mason Meyer down there. And if he had some binoculars, we could definitely see.
Well, when you're talking to Langston for game 2, I'm going to sprint up to my car. 1-2 pitch. He's still bunting, and he's out. That's really a head scratcher.
Yeah, that kind of is.
I don't understand that. I didn't understand him bunting to start. You're down 10 runs. I understand you're trying to extend the game, but you have a better chance of extending the game if he hits a ball in the left field gap and 2-run score. You know, it's interesting. Now HU's just a double play ball away. You helped England out, who's struggling a little bit as well. The pitch. Good breaking ball, called strike.
You know, maybe Stout is struggling a little bit,
Right.
so Coach Zartman's trying to have a productive out there.
RJ gets the sign, sets, and delivers. Breaking ball right back to him. Only play going to be at first. Good decision by RJ, and now he's 1 out away from putting this one away.
Yeah, he's a good call by Zach. Zach's telling him to throw the ball to first base.
It's up to Corbin Greenslade to keep it alive.
Now batting.
Greenslade, excuse me.
Number 35, Corbin Greenslade.
He's had some good at-bats here in the first 3 games
Yeah.
of this series.
He is 1 for 2. With a single and a walk. He swings and misses on a good fastball by RJ.
Sure, RJ's trying to smell the end zone here.
Yes.
You know, try to finish what he started.
0-1 pitch. Down low. Pelletier able to pick that off the turf. It's 1-1. Dylan Cook would be next. Walter's the leadoff man at third. This one's hit to third, and it went right under Glasgow's glove. 2 runs going to score. Greenslade moving up to second. He'll be in there. That's an E5 to keep this one going. A couple of errors on Glasgow here in this series.
I think that's going to be the end of the day for RJ Anglin. That's too bad, because that's a play you got to make.
Yep.
You can't go through the wickets at third base.
Courtesy runner at second base,
So-
number 12.
They're going to stick with RJ, though.
Opportunity to end the game right there, and Forsters couldn't do it.
Pitch too low.
Lakers, the DH. Dylan Cook.
Maybe that whoever's in the bullpen's not quite ready yet.
Delivery from England. Fouled straight back. It's 1-1. Cook's had a few good swings, too, I've thought.
Yeah, I think he has. I think you're right. Last night he was hitting the ball the other way a
Yep.
lot.
Got a single, a walk. Struck out his first time up. Takes that one. Now Bethel pushes up a 5th run here to third base if he can come around to score. Two one. Inside, it's 3-1.
Well, Glasgow came to Huntington, I think, as more of a first baseman. And, fortunately, we've seen some plays this year that would reinforce that. I think that's going to be a hit for England.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to have to make a move. Yeah, Glasgow now with 8 errors, and that leads the team
Yeah.
by a fairly wide margin. And it keeps the inning alive, keeps the game alive, and now RJ England not going to be able to have his second complete game of the season here at Forest Glen Park. Reliever coming in for the Foresters. Try to wait and see who it is. Can't quite catch a number on the back quite yet.
Maybe Jonathan Baker.
So RJ England's day is over. He gives up 2 earned runs. Still had some pretty good stuff and had a good game overall. Just couldn't quite finish it. Didn't get help from his defense here. He did walk 6 guys, but also struck out 8. Overall, positive sign though for RJ. I thought he threw the ball really well this afternoon.
Yeah, he leaves with a bad taste in his mouth because that's a play at third base you got to make. I know the ball was hit sharply, but field that ball, and it's an out at first base because the catcher's probably not running great. So
I think this is the first time we've seen Jonathan Baker this year, unless I'm missing something. First time he's been in. I don't see him on the stat sheet anywhere quite yet.
he's had some issues with illness during the winter and early spring, so working to get his back on the ground. I know in meeting with the coaches today that we were talking about getting him into the game one of these games. Right. We're looking.
It's a good opportunity for him here with Angel Colon stepping up to the plate.
And with an 8-run lead in the 7th, it gives you you have the luxury of looking at some guys
right
before you have to, use a closer or anything like that.
The first pitch, number 21, Angel Colon.
So Colon will step up, runners on first and third. Baker's first pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike. Colon is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Singled and scored all the way back in the third. So one pitch, runners off from first. Throw from the knees again. Paco this time cuts it off. The throw home is in time, and the runner is called out. That was a really physical tag by Pelletier. It looks like Veer that came in to run is still down on the field. Wonder if he's got a bloody nose going on. Pelletier really applied that tag sharply to cut off the runner.
That's kind of a head scratcher too. You got somebody at the plate that can drive the ball in the gap, and plate understand that.
Yeah. It's the same exact play from earlier as well when the runner took off from first and HU didn't play it the correct way that time, but Paco this time obviously got the message, delivered the throw home. So that will actually go 4-2 for the third out.
I almost think he got them backwards because early in the game, you want to keep the guy from scoring. Now you're up 8 runs. You'll trade a run for an out in that situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. As I've said many times, what do I know? So
HU still can win it here in this inning if they were to score 2 runs, but it's now 12-4, and it looks like we've got another new pitcher for the Pilots.
Yep.
Been through a handful today.
I don't think Zach certainly didn't do anything malicious. He just
No, I don't think so either.
Probably. I don't know that sliding head first at the plate is any time is a good idea.
I completely agree with you, if I'm being honest with you.
You're sliding into we have a new catcher too.
Yeah, all kind of changes.
Yeah, you're sliding into a catcher that's really protected, and especially sliding into a shin guard. That's tough.
Oh, we've got a new pitcher on the mound. I like him already. Preston Stutzman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, good name. Making his first collegiate appearance from Howe, Indiana. Delivers first pitch strike.
If I'm not mistaken, this is Representative Marlon Stutzman's son.
I don't know that. You probably would know that better than I do.
I believe, because I think I've heard this name before. If I'm wrong, I apologize.
Sure won't be too upset. Hit to the right side, deep in the hole. Gaines goes and makes the throw in time to first. 1 up, 1 down. Glasgow is retired. It's been tough to get him out today, but Bethel has found a way to do it a couple of times. So that goes 4-3.
Will be the first baseman, number 12.
Cam Clarkson, who steps back up to the plate. Cam has a single, a strikeout, a single and a run scored and another strikeout. So back and forth day for him at the plate. Has knocked in 3 runs. Stutzman sets and delivers. Dropped that one in too low. 1-1. Looks like maybe another pitcher with a short arm. You were talking about Brady Gallo a little bit. Bring it back like a lot of pitchers.
I think this young man visited Huntington. Work out the details to get him here.
3-0. The pitch. Cam takes for a strike. Sets at the belt and delivers. Cam pops it up, and it's out of play. Full count. Stutzman not bringing a ton of velocity, and you kind of see Cam jumping at it almost to go and meet it.
Doesn't look like any activity in either bullpen at this point.
3-2. Cam hammers it, but it's going to go foul. He knows he missed that one as he shakes his head at the plate.
He hit that ball to Crestview.
Still in the count, it's 3-2. The pitch. Cam hits this one to left center. Going to be a tough play for Walters, who can't get over there in time.
Well, he was playing way over in right center field.
Probably knows with the velocity from Stutzman, if Cam hits it, it's going to go to right field. Of course, Cam beats the shift. He has 3 singles, 3 hits on the day.
You know, I see Max Meisner coming back, going to the bathroom, I think. Kind of looking forward to him getting healthy and making a contribution here for the Foresters. He's had some big moments on the mound here, and into his senior year, he's had some elbow issues. So hopefully that's behind him.
Stutzman delivers the 0-1. It's down low. Good block behind the plate. It's Thorne in to catch for Greenslade. First time we haven't seen Greenslade back there.
Well, an opportunity to give Greenslade some rest going into game 2 or game 4.
Pelletier lifts one left field. He may have just walked it off, and he did. Maybe not as exciting as a 1-run win, but it's a 10-run win for the Foresters here in the bottom of the 7th. Last time Pelletier hit one deep to left, we thought it was gone. This time it was.
I thought the same thing. I didn't get too excited because of the last time, and so looks like they're going to give him the silent treatment here as he gets to the dugout.
Well, they're getting a little noisy now as he puts game 1 away. The Foresters now lead 2-1 in the series. Hits one into the bullpen. He's familiar with a lot of those guys out there as a catcher. And
he is. Game 1,
final score 14-4. I'm assuming we'll have about 30 minutes in between games. And it sounds like
we'll see who Thad sends up, who he thinks is the star of the game. So
there's a lot of options, Coach.
There is.
All kind of guys.
So I'm looking here at the end of the dugout to see who we're going to get. Well, we know Langston's coming up to talk to us.
3:45 is what it sounds like our first pitch will be, so that's about 31 minutes from now. Then we'll have just a 7-inning game. Might just have 2 7-inning games today. Yeah, nothing wrong with that on Saturday.
No, there's not.
I got some March Madness to watch later tonight too, you know.
Well, you got to figure out a way to pay for all that stuff your wife's going to buy today at Marshall. So.
That's true. I'm just glad to be here rather than there. Yeah, I'm interested to see, Coach, who he sends up.
You know, my wife is so good at shopping. I never have to worry about her spending too much money.
Oh, yeah?
And she's,
finds all the deals.
She does, yeah. Cade walking this way.
Yeah. That's actually going to give you a call here. All right, so it looks like we're going to have R.J. England, starting pitcher for the Foresters, joining us again. It's his second appearance on FDN Sports.
Can you talk a little bit more this time?
All right, so the sophomore R.J. England. Obviously, your last two starts, not what you wanted, and maybe even today, didn't have your best stuff, but you battled hard, you got your team a win. How do you feel about that performance?
You know, I'm glad I got to go out there and be myself. Last 2 weeks, I didn't put my team in a position to win, and that really kind of was the thing that stuck with me, really made me upset. So today, I just wanted to do my best, put my team in a position to win. I think that's what I did. You know, the bats obviously had my back today, and that was awesome. So, yeah.
From up here, it looked like you had a little better control and more movement on that breaking ball today. Is that something you noticed out on the mound as well?
Yeah, definitely. I noticed yesterday they were really sitting fastballs a lot with Graham, and I knew I'd have to utilize it today, so made an adjustment from last week, and that was kind of all I needed, was to just change it up a little bit and help me out.
All right, well, thanks. It looks like we've got another player of the game, I should say. Paco Paulina going to join us. Thank you, RJ, for stopping up here. Big win for you guys. Paco 3 for 4 today. Got the swings going early. Felt like the offense just got going. You kind of got it started there in that first inning with the double. What do you see at the plate that allowed you to be successful today?
I think it's kind of going back to yesterday. We weren't aggressive enough.
Right.
That's just what it was the whole time. We just came in today, everyone together, trying to be more aggressive than what it was yesterday. So trying to just build pitches after pitches, and that's what got us that today.
Obviously, you talked about it with FDN Sports before. You didn't have the offensive year you wanted last year. This year, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's going really well for you. What has changed? What's allowed you to be successful?
I think it's probably the two most important things is the mentality, for sure, just being aggressive again and trusting myself, and then just put in the work.
Right.
Just put in the work, trust myself, try to hit the ball backside as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm getting success from, so yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Paco. Well, thank you. Let's go win a series, all right?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Paco Paulina, a 3 for 4 first game. He'll look to go back to work offensively in game number 2. Did you confirm Langston coming up to talk with you?
He's right there behind you.
Well, there you go. I'm just going to give him my headset. I'm going to go out, grab my binoculars, get ready for game 2. All right?
Have a seat, man. You can sit in Preston's chair. So. I invited the Langston Ginder up here to talk to us between games. Langston graduated in 2023 and played 3 years here for the Foresters after graduating.
4 years.
You played 4 years?
Yeah, because COVID didn't count. So I was at Ball State. Came here, it was COVID year, didn't happen. Then I had 4.
Okay, graduated from Carroll High School in Fort Wayne and went to Ball State, as you mentioned, and then transferred here, was here 4 years, was All-American his last year. I think you were runner-up for the League Player of the Year that year. And so tell us what you did after you were done playing ball here.
Yeah, after I was done playing here, I had the opportunity to go out west with a team called the Great Falls Voyagers. It was in Montana, part of the Frontier League. Part of the Pioneer League. They used to be with the White Sox during COVID. Fell apart. They dropped a lot of those teams, so now it's an independent league. Played for a really good manager that used to be with the White Sox. Had some success out there, and then ended up going the next year, so this last summer, to Florence for the Florence Y'alls. and played a lot of different positions, had some success, and some of the most fun I ever had was this summer. So it was a really good year, and then a lot of really good learning experiences as well.
But you've decided at this point that you're done playing.
Yes, I did.
And
Yes.
so he's technically retired from professional baseball.
That's correct.
So, as I told you this morning at breakfast, I'm really proud of the fact that you gave it a shot. You know, there's so many guys that if they're not drafted, then you know, they're done with it. But you kind of push the envelope, make sure that, hey, I want to see this thing through a little bit, and you can look yourself in the eye when you're 35 years old and go, hey, I didn't give up too early.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
tell the folks what you're going to be doing. So you're in your last year of grad school, and you're doing an internship or getting ready to do an internship.
I have an internship right now. So right now I'm technically the grad assistant here at Huntington, and I'm helping with the hitting. But school-wise, I'm working on getting my LMHC, licensed mental health counselor. So right now in my internship, I work with anybody from about 7 to, I think the oldest I have is 56 right now. So I got a wide range, just working on just a lot of some of the not health, but the mental issues and struggles, and working with that. Eventually, I think I want to get involved in sports psych. So right now, I kind of have to get the big umbrella psych in order to go and be specific in sports. But I think it would be sick to work with a team, whether it's pro or college, just being a mental sports guy. So that's my goal. That's my dream. But right now, so I'm here Mondays, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm able to be here. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I have my days stacked. So I'm just getting a bunch of hours for my internship.
Okay. Talk about your career here. What do you remember most from being here?
I remember Thad recruited me early on. I do remember that.
And you dogged him and decided to go to Ball State?
It's not what happened. But I do remember getting recruited by Thad early on. And I knew when I decided that school wasn't, when I was at Ball State, I didn't have a major. And then I really had an opening of what I thought I wanted to do. And coming here, I thought I wanted to be youth ministry and play baseball. I ended up switching it. I got my major was psychology, and then I also did Christian ministry. And as far as the baseball, it was some of the most fun I ever had. I played with a lot of the guys in summer, and then was able to just really grow and develop as a man, but more importantly as a baseball player. And I guess I flip-flopped that, but I felt like I was given the right amount of, hey, I was held to a standard, and then I was able to go play the way that I was able to play. And I felt comfortable and free. And then as I kept getting older, I felt like I kept getting bigger, faster, and stronger because I had dreams and aspirations, and there was some talk that things could happen, and in order to do it, I had to kind of just bet on myself, and I tried it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that was given to me. So
It's got to be really tough because you spent 2 summers away from your wife. Because Anna's here, got a job, you know, got her own business.
Yeah,
you know,
she's
so
killing it.
that's got to be tough for you.
Yeah.
To being away. So
it was, especially the first year, right? It was the first year that we were married. Was the same year that it was 2023.
Yeah.
And that year, we knew going into it was something that could happen, something we talked about, and she was fully supportive of it and was able to support from home because it's hard to get out there, but she watched every game, supported me, and it was a good learning experience for us. And then going forward this year when I was in Florence, it made it so much easier because, hey, on the weekend you can come and I could see you for a little bit. It was a lot better to have people around. You were even able to come to the game too.
yeah, we came down. The coach was rude enough not to play you that day.
I know. I remember hearing some chirps from the stands from you too, telling them to put me in the game.
I think I remember that. We met Hunter Loskamp down there, and got a chance to see you after the game and talk a little bit. So you're working with the Forrester hitters, so you're going to take total credit for them scoring 14 runs in this first game, right?
I'm not going to take credit for it. I'm going to say that the way that RJ set the tone is probably the way that we'd go about it. I know from yesterday we talked about just the competitive edge needs to be raised a tick. and just having a little bit more of a want to rather than a have to. And being able to flip that switch was good, but we still have to do it again here to win the series. And that's the most important thing, is to win a series. So hopefully we start out hot again. We got Pap on the mound, and that's...
Well, the way this team has played and the season has gone, you know, you have some success one game, you're immediately, as a coach, going, okay, I want to see it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can we back that up? And that's how you get on a little bit of a roll and start playing well as a team. So, well, thank you for taking the time to come up. I know you got to go drag the infield, right?
Got to go drag it, I guess. Got to go water the field now.
That's right. So thanks for coming up, man.
Yes,
I appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you.